Hello, I'm Zurek, and I'm here to talk to you about how socialism can affect your future. A recent study done by Frank Luntz revealed that 58% of millennials ages 18 to 24 had a strong belief in socialism. And the rest, 33%, had a strong belief in capitalism. This was scary, but to me, it made sense. We are socialists. We are enemies of today's capitalistic economic system for the exploitation of the economically weak, with its unfair salaries, with its unseemly evaluation of a human being based off wealth and property instead of responsibility and performance. And we are determined to destroy the system under all conditions. While you may think that this is Bernie Sanders or a noble college professor, this was actually said by Adolf Hitler on May 1st, 1927. Socialism is the belief that the community as a whole should have common ownership amongst the wealth. Basically, everyone gets the same. Let's say that you're a hard worker. You work overtime. Your other peer, David, doesn't work at all, sleeps on the job, and sometimes skips the job. Payday rolls around, and what happens? You open the check, and both of you get equal pay. Is this right? The natural answer would be no, right? But socialism says that you have to get equal pay. The problem with this is that people lose work incentives. It's not right for people to get equal pay. To quote Ben Shapiro, too many people see the failure in our country as a failure in capitalism rather than a failure in government. Capitalism is the idea that people should be paid based off of work ethic and how much work they do. Let's use the same example, but with capitalism in play. Payday rolls around, David is fired because of his lack of work, and you get extra pay because of your hard work and your value to the company. Sure, David is fired, but he has the opportunity to get another job. This gives people incentive and dignity to work for what they earn. Recently, I had sent out a survey about socialism versus capitalism, and I had asked a few questions. But the main question I wanted to focus on is, how do you view socialism versus capitalism? I got many answers, but I got a very long response talking about how socialism is better than capitalism. Beginning quote, socialism is shown as some bad word in America, but it can be used for the benefit of all. It can be both fairness and opportunity. Capitalism in America claims to be freedom and opportunity, but we've been in a trickle-down system of politics for 35 years. The rich find ways to benefit themselves while basically leaving hard workers in the dust. These same, quote-unquote, leaders of industry will lead people to believe that the poor are lazy and reaching from the rich. This is flawed. The same business owners will send jobs overseas to avoid child labor laws to make them more millions. Look at our own president. Laws are being changed and plans are being put into action that benefit his own personal business. Look at the price increases over the last few decades versus the prices of wages. For example, colleges are nearing 900% more expensive than the price of life-saving medicine in America versus other countries. It's ridiculous and only makes the obscenely rich even richer at the expense of real lives. Socialism is not the absence of opportunity, it's opportunity for the masses. And it's not just for the few with the power to stay above others. I want to look at this to provide a counterpoint, mostly because it's ill-informed. One thing said is that it leaves hard workers in the dust and rich benefit themselves. This is a false premise. Yes, the rich people do benefit themselves because it's their money from their own business. It's their choice whether they benefit from their own money or give it away. The government and the people shouldn't have the right to dictate my own model. If you're left in the dust, find a new job or compete with your old one to make more money. Another claim made is that we've been in a trickle-down system. This is also a flawed statement. With this system, we can be where we want based upon our work ethic and how hard we work. If you feel you're falling down the system, find a better job or start a new one. To look at a real-life example of the negative effects of socialism, let's look at Venezuela. Currently in Venezuela right now, news has shown that there are riots ringing throughout the streets. And with the current state that it's in, its economy is currently within collapsing. And if it continues down this road, we don't know the fate. Usually when socialists are arguing, they try to find examples of good socialism, and they mostly think to Finland. Finland, yes, has fared better, but it's not a success. There are two things that lead to the path: a small homogeneous community and a vast amount of oil. Sooner or later, people found out that they could get something for nothing. People lost incentive and means of production went down. A lot of people are calling it a failed experiment. Within socialism, there's no choice with how much you want to make. It's chosen and set by the government. With capitalism, the current luxury that you have right now, you're able to work for what you earn. If you want to go on a vacation, you have to work for it. And based on your ability to provide, you can get paid more. Capitalism keeps people working with its incentives and its dignity within the pay. If I want something, I have to earn it. If you are good and valued by the company, you get paid more. Or if you're not valued and you feel you are not valued at all, you can start a new business, as I've said many times. For example, Kenneth Lagone, the co-owner of Home Depot, recently wrote a book about how capitalism actually helped them thrive. It allowed him hirings for disabled people with a stable pay. And it was his key for striving to make the business. If you provide, you're successful. But if you're not successful, you're probably not providing. Let's use the example of a baker. If I have to make bread for my town that people want to buy, I have something that is different from other bakers, which makes me more money and more profit. And it breeds creativity and competition for other bakers to try something new. Why am I talking to you about this? Why is socialism being taught in our schools such an alarming topic? It can affect your child's future. Our generation will be a big impact on our community and our country. What I don't want to happen is for us to wake up one day and realize our mistakes. What we have now in America is a great place. If you want to work for something, you can work for it. That's why we need to value our opportunities. That's why we need to value our economic systems. Capitalism and American pride is responsible for many great innovations. For example, it created the internet, AC, and cars. Some solutions for preventing the problems that I stated before: simple conversations at the dinner table or car, talking to your kid about their day or what they learned. It's simple as that. It doesn't have to be a huge political debate. It can be just a nice small conversation. Parents have a huge influence on their child, I can tell you that. And paying attention is important, especially when it comes to your child's future. Don't get me wrong, I think fairness is absolutely important. But fairness without opportunity is not what I vote for. People shouldn't say that they should be bakers because of their certain background. People should have the opportunity to become a baker or learn to become a baker. If you're not learning or you're not providing, then you shouldn't be a baker. To sum it up, I'd rather have opportunity over fairness, but I want a fair opportunity. We should choose how we earn our money. We should be free to do what we want with our money. We shouldn't have people dictating our wallets. If we give up opportunity, we'll give up everything for good. We'll be stagnant. I believe in our generation. I believe in our community, in our ability to make needs. I believe in the ability to strive, and we need to take our opportunities. Thank you.